This isn't about printing. It's about better results with over 90 offices right across the country in residential, commercial and rural.
Kia ora toto, no mai, haere mai. Welcome to the New Zealand Secondary School Championships. We are here at the Porirua Barbell Club in Te Whanganui Tara. My name is Devon Glover. I will be your commentator for today. I am joined by Gabby Peach.
Good morning.
How are we going today, Gabby?
Good. It's nice to sit down for one of the first times in the weekend.
You've been doing quite a lot, so for those of you who don't know Gabby, which most people seem to by now, she is the weightlifting extraordinaire, has her finger in every single pie and seems to never be able to sit down and always organising things.
Yeah, it's been a big one for me, managing this ahead of time, and then I've had 5 athletes competing this weekend, so...
And they all seem to have done extremely well.
Yeah, they've been quite new to the sport. I have one athlete that's been with me for a couple of years. The rest are all new this year. So, first big comp for them. And, yeah, they did. They smashed it. Really, really proud.
And it's awesome to see that we've got so many new lifters coming through, because with the New Zealand Secondary Schools Championships, anyone is actually allowed to enter as long as they've got a base knowledge of what they're doing on the competition.
Yeah.
So some of this, it's their very, very first competition ever, not even a club comp.
Yeah, and I have been very impressed. Everyone's been really well prepared, so credit to the coaches working with these athletes as well.
Yeah, the coaches have been doing a phenomenal job. I've seen a few coaches dealing with about 4 or 5 athletes at one time.
Yeah, it's quite the juggling act.
And so what we've got now is the athletes lining up to come out onto the papa, the gym floor, and they're about to be introduced by our announcer.
This is our last male session for the weekend. We've got the 96s, 102s and the over 102s.
And this is the 5th session overall for the weekend, but our 2nd session for the day.
Isa Schuster from Sacred Heart in Auckland in the under 15 men's 96. David Chung from One Tree Hill College, also in the under 15 96. In the under 15 102s from Christchurch. And then Eli from Auckland Grammar. And the over 15 96s from Rangitura College on Auckland's North Shore. Jonathan from Avondale out west in Auckland. Harrison from Auckland Grammar. Big session for Auckland Grammar. We've got 3 students here from that school. Aidan Lipscombe was a really exciting athlete at the Auckland Secondary School Championships earlier in the year, so excited to see him today. And then in the over 15 men's over 102, 2 athletes from Auckland and 1 from Christchurch.
So we've got a very competitive session coming in by looking at the starting numbers on the opener as well. A few numbers quite close to each other, so there's going to be some toing and throwing, a bit of barbell ping pong, which is always fun to see. So for those newer to the sport in Olympic weightlifting, each athlete will get 3 attempts at their hikitahi, their snatch, and then they will also get 3 attempts at the hikirua, which is the clean and jerk. We're getting the officials brought out onto the papa now. And we've got 3 referees.
Yeah, so we've got a really nice selection of referees here. Kimberly is a parent, that's how she's come into the sport, and then Lester is a masters athlete and a coach, and then Georgia is one of our highly competitive senior athletes. So we've got a wide contribution to technical officiating. Barbara's our technical officials manager. She was at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games earlier, just in the last couple of months.
And she's also been to the Olympics as well.
Yep, she went to Tokyo. So. Really exciting to have a female official represent on the biggest stage.
I was talking to Richie Wong yesterday, and he was saying that the refereeing in New Zealand is some of the best in the world, and if you can get a lift passed here in New Zealand, the chances are you can get a lift passed almost anywhere in the world.
I think that's a really fair assessment. There's a bit of debate internationally around interpretation of the rules and how strictly they're enforced. It does seem to vary to an extent from competition to competition. I think Tokyo Olympics is one of the most stringent and strict I have witnessed.
Yeah, well, it's definitely good to be exposed to a high level of refereeing, so that if you do ever go into an international competition, you're prepared. I do have a background in underwater hockey refereeing. I wouldn't be able to referee the Olympic weightlifting just yet. Maybe one day you'll get me on the floor for that one, but it's definitely really important to have a high standard so that your athletes have the best chance possible when they go to a competition, no matter where they are. And really good to see that these athletes most of the time are hitting all those technical cues and getting everything they need to get the lifts on the floor, and if they do miss something, they're usually able to bring it back in and get the lift on the second attempt.
They're doing really well, and I think it's important to remember that a lot of the technical rules have actually got grounding and safety and ensuring that the athletes are not being put in a position where their safety is unduly compromised. So I understand particularly the press-out rule can be very frustrating for a lot of athletes, myself included at times.
Myself as well. I've got an elbow that just doesn't want to hang out at the right time. We're just going to do a quick shout out to our sponsors for the weekend. So we've got Caltex, who want to bring a feel-good moments to our communities, which is why they are proud to partner with the New Zealand Sport Collective. Together, Caltex and the New Zealand Sport Collective aim to increase participation in the wide range of sports available to secondary school students, from curlings to rugby sevens, diving to basketball, and everything in between. Caltex is supporting secondary schools from all around New Zealand with their sporting endeavours, as well as a number of national sport organisations who run secondary school tournaments nationwide. Pure Athletic are leading apparel providers in New Zealand who deliver high-quality, cost-effective sports apparel solutions to schools. New Zealand Sport Collective is proud to be partnering with Pure Athletic and joining its stable of other high-profile partnerships such as the Breakers and Stephen Adams Teamwear. New Zealand Carbon Farming are New Zealand leaders in carbon farming, being the reduction of emissions in production processes and increasing the sequestering of carbon in the landscape. New Zealand Carbon Farming Partnership will focus on directly supporting the communities in which their operations are focused. And Whakata Māori, who are delighted to partner with the New Zealand Sports Collective and will become the new home of rangatahi sport for the next 2 years. Together, Māori Television and New Zealand Sport Collective will use their large community and network of hero ambassadors, national sporting organisation, companies, schools and students to grow awareness and values of sport and Māori culture to all New Zealand rangatahi and their whānau. So those are our main sponsors for the event, and we really appreciate all of their support to the athletes today. Coming
absolutely.
Up, we have just over 5 minutes until our first session for the Hikitahi, which is the Snatch. What do you think will be going through some of the athletes' minds right now, or some of the coaches? What will they be giving them as cues?
It's going to depend on the athlete. I think especially for those that are new and in their first major event, there can be a lot of nerves. I think definitely before that first one, you just want to get underway, and once you're underway, it's pretty good. It's very normal to be a lot more relaxed going into clean and jerks. The Snatch, because it's not only power, but it's also needing to really precisely apply that power and put the bar in exactly the right place. It's a little bit more technical. You can't just try harder a lot of the time. So there's a lot of nerves here. Just trying to deal with feeling shaky. So keeping them calm will be a big thing for coaches, and just making really smart choices about their openers. You want to try and instill them to start off in a positive fashion, get their mind in the right place, so put them in a space where they can get that first lift.
Well, it's good to know we've got a lot of top coaches out the back there being able to facilitate that, and the athletes are in good hands. We are going to jump to a quick ad break, so we will be back very shortly. Kia hoki, wawai mai.
This isn't about cameras. It's about getting a better shot, so you can get a better result. A great photo of your property is more important than a picture of our agent.
No time to fluff around today? No worries. Just swing into Caltex and pay for fuel with Pay an App to speed on through. Ooh, yeah. Feels good. Use it at your local participating Caltex.
Ladies and gentlemen, this downtown apartment is the perfect first property. Our vendors have a new baby, they're moving on, so we're selling this today. Do I have any more bids? One bid here, thank you. I've got a bid there. We've got one more here. Yes, we have one more bid. We have a bid here. Do we have any more final bids?
This isn't about just selling one property. It's about getting a better result for our clients, so we can help them with their next property, the one after that, and the one after that.
Kia ora toto. We are back here at the New Zealand Secondary School Championships at the Porirua Barbell Club in the sunny capital city of Aotearoa Te Whanganui Atara. For once we actually get some sunshine, and like they say, you can't beat a good day in Porniki, can you?
No, Wellington's lovely.
I'm asking someone who's currently living in Hawke's Bay, is it?
Oh, no, I actually live between Hamilton and Auckland at the moment.
Oh.
It's very interesting. But I'm from Christchurch, so I feel like I'm struggling to find the loyalty.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're all over the place.
Yeah.
But no, it is definitely a beautiful day out here. Sun shining down.
Very nice compared to yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was horrible. It was a classic.
Welcome to the competition. Here's some rain.
And I hope you have brought yourself a puffer jacket because it's freezing. But
warmed up quickly. Nice today.
Yeah, which is good. We've got just under 30 seconds till our group session 5 is starting. And it looks like we've got 35 kilos loaded onto the bar for David Chung from One Tree Hill College.
Yes, but interesting to see if it comes out on this. The athletes are required to declare their first attempts when they weigh in. So David told the weighing in officials almost 2 hours ago that he wanted this weight. There's absolutely no guarantee that that will be what he actually chooses to open on, depending on how the warm-up's going, what his coach would like to do. That might change. So the coaches have the opportunity to make 2 changes. But in this case, he's there and he's ready to go. So
there we go. We're just getting the
35 it is.
Clips loaded on. If you're confused by the clips and how that is 35 kilos, if you're doing the maths and you head at home, the clips are 2.5 kilos each, or the collars, should I say.
Yeah.
and that makes the bar 35 kilos instead of 30, which confused me the first time that I came along to one of these competitions.
Yeah, it does differ from your usual math. This looks like a good attempt to me. We'll just wait for that decision to come through. Very good, nice.
That
On the
bar
board.
flew off the ground for David Whakamoto Tuatahi, his first attempt at the hikitahi.
He's a young athlete, 2009, so 13? Is that 13?
Yeah, my maths is not good, so I'm not the right person to be asking that one. But
13, I'm pretty confident.
yeah, we'll
Gonna lock that one in. Yeah, 13. So new to the sport, very young. This is excellent opportunity for him to build some experience. It's part of a strong growing program at One Tree Hill College, led by Asaki, who's there in a teaching capacity. He's also a Tongan representative. Very accomplished weightlifter, part of the Papatoetoe Olympic Weightlifting Club in South Auckland.
So we have 40 kilos being loaded onto the bar, and they'll be bringing out Michael Purcell from One Tree College as well for his hikituatahi, his first lift of the day. And the question is will he be jumping up or is he coming out?
Yeah, it's coming.
Here we go.
A couple of last minute cues from coach. Really good patience, making sure these athletes are waiting for the down signal from the referees. It's one of the requirements in order to be awarded a good lift. So it's really well done from Michael.
You can see he was quite nervous about the lift at the start, but he composed himself nicely. Lots of strength, got the bar up with nice speed and power, and he'll be happy with that as his first lift and hopefully take away some of those first lifting nerves.
Yeah, so really good decision making there from Saki with these guys, obviously very new and inexperienced, so making sure that they've got really comfortable numbers to start with that they can confidently secure. It looks like strength is of zero concern, and it's more about learning the technique to get the most out of the lift.
This is David's second attempt for the hikitahi at 40 kilos.
Once again, really good patience, waiting for that down signal. And another good lift.
Nice little fist pump out the back there with the coach, which is always good to see the support going around.
So these two working in together, going back to back.
The bar has been loaded onto 41 kilos. And
So yeah,
David
the
will have
moment the call, I suspect he'll go to 45 and Michael will come back out, but we'll wait and see.
might actually go to Elijah.
Oh yes,
at
yep.
45.
Good call, yep. So the bar will move to the rules will be that the earlier attempt will call for the bar. So because Elijah or Eli is asking 45 for his first attempt, you're right, the call will go to him. And then 45 is there for Michael's second.
Once the bar has been set by the loaders, the clock will start, and then David and his coach will have an opportunity. I believe it's 30 seconds, isn't it?
In the first
declare.
30 seconds, you've got to make a declaration. Yeah, and then after that, you can make two changes. So it could be that he chooses to declare 41, at which case it then allows him up until 30 seconds to go to make any additional changes. But that is a rule that, yeah, if you don't declare in that first 30 seconds, you're unable to make any further changes. And we've seen that catch people out at international competitions. So
Yeah, you'd hope you'd have figured it out by the time you were travelling internationally.
you would hope so. So David looked like he was ready to come out there, but coach said no.
There we go. Oh, you were correct in your predictions of the 45. Seems to be quite common in the male athletes to be jumping in 5
kilo
kilos.
jumps, yeah. You know, in weightlifting, you've got the opportunity to go up 1 kilo at a time, but it does require To train like that requires you to have all of the little incremental plates, and a lot of gyms just don't have them. They've only actually got down to 2.5s, so you've actually got no choice but to go up 5 kilos at a time.
Sometimes you're looking at your percentage rates and you're going, oh, I should be doing 92 right now, so I can either go 90 or 95.
Exactly.
So looks like I'm sending.
Yep.
So we've got Elijah being called out from Auckland Grammar School for his 45 kilo first attempt.
Hearing. So Elijah, Auckland Grammar, and training under the Elevation Weightlifting Club in Central Auckland. Opener there from Eli, showing really good movement through the full range of the lift.
So for some of the viewers back home, noticed that there was a power snatch and then a squat snatch. There's no difference in that when it comes to the competition, is there?
No. The reason that the full range and the overhead squat will be included is it ultimately allows the athlete to lift more weight because they do not need to lift the bar as high, but more mobility and precision is required to successfully perform it. So especially when learning, it's not uncommon to see more power snatches. Got 45 here for Michael's second. Again, patience overhead. Yeah, I did wonder. So just a little slow on the lockout there, it looked like, for that. So that he's drawn 2 red lights. And unfortunately, majority rules here. So you need to have at least 2 refs advise that they think it was a good lift. Or if there are 2 advising it was a bad lift. Or sorry, not a bad lift. A no lift. There's not a bad lift.
Now we have 45 kilos on the bar still for David's third attempt.
It's a big effort. And he's got it. Good on him.
He looks like he's happy with that lift. He's got a lot of power in his lift. Lots of strength.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of learning here with these boys. Just learning how to make the most of the hips to coordinate the power generated by the legs and then be able to transfer that into the arms. So there's a lot more to come from David as he keeps refining technique.
Now we have Michael coming out for his third and final
let's see
attempt.
him make good on this.
Another opportunity at getting that 45 kilos.
That looks better to me. Let's have a look.
Ooh, the referees agree.
Yeah, good on him.
That's awesome.
Really impressed with. He's got a really strong setup process. How he approaches the lift. Yeah, much better locking out overhead. Good on him.
So that was Michael's third and final attempt of the hikitahi, and he will see him again shortly in the hikirua in the clean and jerk session. We now have 50 kilos being loaded onto the bar, so that means not the yellow plates just yet. We've got the little red plates coming on.
So everyone on the board so far has successfully snatched 45. Now we go to 50. Oh, Cameron's gone up, so his coach has made a change out the back. And the call's going to go back to Eli for his second. Yeah, really loving the 5 kilo jumps so far.
Probably makes it a little bit easier for the bar loaders.
Yep.
That's probably what they're doing, is they're thinking about the bar loaders, not themselves. It's purely to make sure it's an easier job.
So generous.
Yeah.
I really like that.
That was a smooth lift.
Yeah, really nice movement. Yeah, he moves very, very well.
Has a good control throughout the whole lift as well. He didn't look like he was struggling at any point. He's putting the work in. You can see that, but he's in control.
Yeah.
More than I can say for myself when I do a snatch.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, I like that, controlled chaos. I'll let my coach know.
So we've got 51. He's got, look, 5 kilo jump strokes again.
We're going 53 on the bar now for Cameron from Rangitoto College.
So Cameron's another athlete that we saw at the College Sport Auckland Secondary School Championships in May. So he's been to an event of this nature earlier this year.
He's the first competitor of his weight class in the over 15s, the male 96.
Over in a flash, blink and you miss it, very fast.
Yeah, it was quick. We got 54 being loaded onto the bar now after Cameron's Lightning McQueen snatch. That was some awesome speed. Like he might have a bit of a background in rugby.
Well, he actually, he's wearing a SBD powerlifting suit.
Oh.
So I don't know, but I would hazard a guess he's got quite a strong resistance training background.
Yeah.
Just potentially not in weightlifting. So he competed, when he competed in May, he was a weight class down. He was a little bit lighter in the 89s. And he snatched up to 65, if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, 65 in that competition. So we'll see. A little bit bloated at the moment. He might have been doing some other things through the winter. Weightlifting is a great sport to complement other sports.
It's definitely been a rough winter as well. So a lot of these athletes have probably been battling with the ever elusive COVID and the influenza as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
So just the fact that it can get here today is an impressive feat on its own.
Absolutely. 55 for Eli's third.
Yes.
It's a fun lifter. Yeah, I do wonder if that was a PR. He's pretty excited about that. It's really cool.
Love seeing a celebration before the barbells even put down. They just know that they've nailed it.
Yeah, no,
Good patience at the bottom.
Really impressed. You know, those are not huge numbers, but this is an athlete who's setting himself up with an excellent technical model to learn from. Yeah, really, really impressed with how Eli's moving.
Yeah, he's got good mobility in the bottom of the squat, which
yeah,
is
that
rare to see for a teenage boy.
Do not realise how difficult that is. So, okay, yeah, so Cam's taken some big jumps here.
It's a solid 6 kilo jump. He's breaking the tradition of the 5 kilo.
He's breaking the 5 kilo trend, yeah, good. Right.
Making the bar loaders work.
Another fast one. Yeah, light work.
Looks very confident in his lifts. Knows that he's going to hit those weights.
Yeah, there's not really even any attempt to squat too much underneath it, which right now is of zero consequence because it does not need it.
Yeah. That's always an interesting one that I thought of is if you have strength to power it, is there any point doing the squat?
We do have these debates. The appropriate way to train that is to look to receive the bar high, so in that power position, but still then control yourself through the full range so that you are strengthening those positions if you do want to maximise your absolute capacity of weight that you might be able to lift, you will ultimately need to be able to squat.
Unless mechanically you won't be able to get into that position, say like you had a hip replacement or something like that, and then like I see in the Masters quite often.
If there's an absolute limitation, 100%. So we've got Ormiston Senior College student Ezekiel with 62. Very nice.
Very nice overhead position.
Clipped his hair on the way down.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He was another athlete we saw in May. Let's see what he did in that one. He lifted 70, so he's on track to potentially set a new best today.
So we've got 63 loaded, but he's wanting 67, so there's that 5 kilo jump again.
Yep.
Taking us back to Cameron for 63 kilos. Looks like Cam's going for the 63.
No, he's gone up. Okay, so
takes us to 65 kilos.
yeah, so the most we saw from him in May was 65. So this will be the 66 will be a 1 kilo. Attempted a 1 kilo PR in competition.
Okay. So he's going for a 7 kilo jump instead of the 6 kilo.
Yeah, and I like that. That's a really smart way to progress. Just look for 1 kilo at a time, 1 kilo at a time, just slowly building up the loads lifted.
Isis went from 65 to 70 for his opener, so it's taken to Harrison from Auckland Grammar School. He's 65 kilos on the bar for his whakamoto tuatahi.
Pretty strong opener there.
He doesn't seem too happy with that, but it's a good lift.
Yeah, just maybe a slight wobble in the bottom here. Have a look at the replay.
Some athletes can be pretty tough on
I
themselves.
think he's just had a little bit of a shoulder roll there. He's got to be careful with that expression because the referees will look at that and think, oh, is there something I didn't see there that I should have red lighted?
Yeah, it's the classic poker face.
Yeah.
I've tried that myself. It doesn't work too well, so I'm thinking I might just start smiling the whole lift.
I've seen it used successfully. So absolutely a tactic an athlete has up their sleeve. Got 65 for Caleb.
Caleb's first attempt at the hikatahi.
Very convincing. Well done. It's really nice to see all of these lifters so far. They've got that first attempt. First one's done. Yeah, well done. Good choices from the athletes, good choices from the coaches.
66 kilos being loaded onto the bar now for Harrison's second attempt, unless he decides to go heavier.
Harry's a pretty experienced athlete. We've seen him at this event before. He's definitely not new to competing at this level. Okay, so here we go. Cam's come out for that 1 kilo PR attempt. Coached there by Nicole Kumarich. Done a fantastic job of having a strong weightlifting program at Rangatuta College. Oh, we've seen him get a little bit lower. So he needed to use a little bit more squat that time and he nails it. Good on him. So he's there with Liam McCullough supporting. Liam competed yesterday in the 73 kilo class. It's quite normal. Coaches or athletes also supporting in a coaching sense.
Looked like he had quite a strong receive in the overhead position, which was good control. One of the things that always impresses me with the athlete goes for a bit of a walk or a bit of a jump forward and they still manage to maintain that overhead stability and not have that press out happen.
Keeping the pressure, yeah. Here's Zeke for 69 on his second. Really nice off the ground. from Zeke. Really impressed with that starting position. That's another one that requires quite a lot of mobility in the snatch. And he's holding that really, really well. So we saw 70 from him in May, and he's just made light work of 69. So excited to see him put something new on the bar for this competition. That's where you want to see it at the National Championships. Good on him.
We've got 70 kilos being loaded onto the bar now for Isis's first attempt at 70 kilos. He's from Sacred Heart College.
Yeah, another athlete out of the Papatoi Olympic Weightlifting Club.
Yeah, there's been a huge representation of Tamaki Makoto this weekend.
Yeah.
Big squadron of them left earlier before to jump on a plane from yesterday's lifting.
Enjoy watching Isis lift. I've observed him in training and he's very diligent. Gets on with it, quiet in the corner, just really love his work ethic.
It's really impressive to see in a young athlete as well. He's only in the under 15s.
Exactly.
So he's still just coming to terms with training in itself starting to get a bit more serious, and the fact that he can have a work ethic below 15 is really impressive.
Yeah, no, he's very cool. Okay, so we've got 3 athletes yet to take to the platform, but here is Harry for 70 on his second attempt. I think he'll be happier with that one. Yeah, little nod, fist bump with the coach. Just maybe a little bit first lift nerves.
Yeah, it's especially because with the hikatahi or the snatch, they need to get a snatch onto the table to be able to progress to the next round. That's correct?
In order to make a total and be eligible for an overall placing, yes. We do have a stipulation in this event that if an athlete does not have a successful snatch, they do have the option to still continue to clean and jerk.
But that's not the case when it comes to the senior and junior nationals.
Yeah, that's the only event where that's the case.
Keep working, Caleb. Keep tight. Don't relax. Tight.
Another really good lift from Caleb under the guise of Coach Leatro. I think he is the busiest coach here this weekend.
He's got a great atmosphere that comes along with him. You can hear him every time when one of his athletes are on the floor, and he's always positive, always giving a lot of encouragement.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job. Lots of boys here from Shirley Boys High School in Christchurch, and all very competitive as well.
Oh, 73 now coming onto the bar.
Yes, this will be 3 kilos, 3 kilo PB attempt.
That's exciting.
Of course, we don't know what he's done in training, but considering 69 was extremely convincing.
Definitely a difference between doing a lift in training compared to out on the Papahoden event.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some athletes love it and they always hit best, and other athletes way better in training. Just depends. Pretty good to me. Doing a really good job of maintaining tension on the bar overhead.
That was really nice.
Good on him. What a great snatch session.
Yeah. That was his third and final attempt for the snatch, and he finished it with 3 for 3, which is always a massive achievement in the snatch.
He's currently in the lead in his weight class and age group, heading into clean and jerks, but Caleb does have 1 attempt remaining.
We've got Jonathan Ma from Avondale College, who will be opening on 75 kilos unless he decides to increase the weight, but it looks like he's ready to go.
So we've got big reds on the bar now. the bar is always loaded the most efficient way possible. So we change the big plates over, but they'll stay on as the base plates now for the rest of the snatches. Didn't look difficult. Maybe a little shakier than he would like. Once again, just always that first lift. Okay, we've had Aiden be called on the same weight. Aiden's actually the only athlete in his weight class and age grade, so still has to make a total. But if he can put that away, he's all good. Another athlete with a really strong setup process. That's good. You want to make sure that you keep that consistent. Does it say Dad on his wrist on the tape? Or is it something else?
I'm not sure. It is Father's Day, so maybe
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah, wishing a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Especially the ones who
in
are
the sport, supporting the sport, absolutely.
Yeah.
Isis on 75 as well.
His second attempt at the hikitahi.
Just cut that one a little bit short. So he's got another attempt. So hopefully we'll see him come back for that one. We've still got one athlete yet to take to the platform, Kieran. Another athlete from Shirley Boys High. Kieran is the holder of some of the New Zealand under 15 records. Saw him attempting quite a few at the South Island Championships in June.
We've got Harrison being called up for his then and final attempt of the hikitahi. Bar has stayed at 75 kilos. He's got until like he's ready to go. Here he comes.
Oh, here we go. That's good. You got happier and happier through a snatch session. That's good. Actually look pleased with that one. Good on him.
Nice held at the bottom.
Yeah, it's really nice as well to see. There's a little bit of maturity there in this athlete. You know, he wasn't particularly happy with his first one, and then they got better and better. And you can see, you know, he's obviously thinking in between his lifts what he wants to change, improve, and he's gone and delivered that. So it's really, really cool.
Now, still got 75 kilos on the bar for Caleb from Shirley Boys High School.
This is Caleb looking to take the lead in the men's, over 102, over 15, just not there today.
It's definitely one of the most intimidating things is lifting a new snatch PB. Not sure if this was a PB for him or not, but
well, the
it's
most
heavyweight.
I've got from him here is 60. So that's what's pretty big.
Yeah,
he's doing pretty well. All right, lots of support for Isis coming back to put away this 75. Oh, Look at that.
Yes.
Good on him. What a correction.
That is another true show of a maturity in an athlete, being able to come back from a lift that wasn't exactly ideal and then coming back and executing it like he did. Awesome to see.
Yeah, very, very impressed with that. Sometimes we talk about if a lift doesn't quite go as planned the first time, you know, you're just testing it, just testing.
I like that. I was just checking.
Yeah,
it was like an entree.
Yeah.
I'm just
and
getting ready for the
then
main.
he committed. Yeah. So it's good.
Maybe that's a way to explain it to your lifters. The first lift is your entree, the second one's your main, and then you just got your dessert at the finish.
All right, here's Kieran for his first attempt.
Tight start.
And do you know what I was about to say? So great. Every lifter in this session has made their first snatch. Oh no.
You jinxed it. Even though it stayed inside the head. Nice setup from him though. It just looked like he didn't
No,
quite.
that's there. That's easy as,
Yeah.
No, he'll absolute faith in that one. And he's going to have a good break now because the next two athletes have also asked for 80, so he will be fine.
This is Jonathan coming out for his second attempt of the hikatahi at 80 kilos. This will be taking the lead in the over 15 male 96.
I liked that one more than the first. Yeah, good. Yeah, really, really nice.
80 on the bar. This is going to bring out Aiden for his second team, representing Auckland Grammar. Thank you, loaders. Aiden once more. We're going to maintain 80 on the bar, but this push our steering for his second team, representing Sherwood.
So Aiden's decided to go up to 83 kilos, so that brings Kieran back out for his second attempt.
That's a massive jump.
Yeah. I did that in my very first comp and managed to pull it off, but other than that, never done it again.
Yeah, I've been seeing what the plan is with his coaches there. Right, we got Kieran coming out once again for 80. I think we're going to see a great lift. Oh, good work.
Yeah, that was a good save.
Yeah, good on him. That was. So it's quite normal as well. You undercook the first one. It's not too unusual to overcook the next one, but he held on to that. Really, really good. Much more convincing in terms of his commitment off the ground. Really nice.
Shows he's got the strength and the power to be able to get that bar up there. He's
Absolutely.
throwing it back almost behind his head and then having to catch it to bring it back in line.
Yeah.
There we go. So now we've got 83 being loaded onto the bar for Aiden's second attempt of the hikatahi.
So 4 attempts remaining in the snatch. Aiden's got 2 of them. Kieran's got 1 and Jonathan's got 1.
There's a lot of green on the screen, so it's a really impressive session, actually across the whole weekend. Mostly people have been hitting the majority of their lifts.
Yeah. Chest wiggle in the setup. That's cool.
That's a really cool setup. You always notice that certain athletes definitely have their thing that they always do. I like to bring in the legend of Ronnie Coleman with a little "yeah, buddy" before I start. Lightweight, telling myself that the bar's not as heavy as it is.
Yeah, so that we recorded 80 for Aiden in May, so 83 in his second attempt, puts him 3 kilos above that with one attempt remaining. So looking in really good shape, Aiden.
84 being loaded onto the bar, but he's wanting more. He wants 86. So we've got 85 getting loaded onto the bar now for Jonathan's third and final attempt and the last snatch for him today.
So the most I've got done here for him is 75. So
wow.
he is also having...
Imagine that, opening on your previous PB. How cool would that be?
Yeah, another very, very tidy lifter. The Avondale College program is also very strong on weightlifting, led by Claire Nahi. She's a master's lifter from Papatoetoe Olympic Weightlifting, and also a teacher there at Avondale, doing an excellent job supporting these youth. Did 90% of the work and then just couldn't quite keep tension on the bar in that receiving position. Losing it behind, I can understand watching that would be a little bit of a unexpected outcome. It's pretty standard way to lose the bar, and so long as you step forward, which is exactly what Jonathan did there, very, very safe.
And letting go of the bar.
Yeah, he let go and he stepped forward. Absolutely, yeah. Really, really good way really safe way to miss it.
And we've got Kieran for his third and final attempt of the Hikatahi. 85 kilos on the bar still.
A little bit frustrated with that one. I know I've seen Kieran in previous competitions. He's been slowly ticking up the New Zealand records. So that might have been a record attempt. I'll need to check. But he's definitely, you can see the desire there to push himself and keep pushing that bar forward. Just not quite able to lock that one away today. But he did get a second to 80, so he is still in the lead there in the under 15 men's under 102. Male under 102. Young men.
Yeah, rangatahi. I actually found out because I was confused for a little bit between tamariki and rangatahi, what the difference was, because my understanding was they were both children, but the tamariki are the younger children, and the rangatahi is 15 to 25. Well, that was at least the description I found. It might be more of like a teenager sort of description.
So we've gone up to 90. Aiden's really embracing the big jumps today.
See, if I was in Aiden's position, I'd probably be doing quite similar. He's the only one in his weight class. He's got no competition apart from himself, so he's got a number on the board.
Exactly, yeah. And from what I know of Aiden, once he's successful with this, we're going to see quite the celebration. He did his process, he did what he needed to. I think, yeah, he can't be disappointed with that. That was an excellent attempt.
It was a solid setup, lots of power. He just didn't quite stabilise at the top.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him step a little bit away from the bar before dropping it, but he got away with that.
So that concludes us to the Hikatahi session, the snatch session, with all of the lifters have completing at least getting a number on the board, which is great to see. And we will be getting into our Hikirua, our clean and jerk, in just over 9 minutes' time. Just a quick shout out to Caltex, who want to bring feel-good moments to our communities, which is why they're proud to partner with the New Zealand Sport Collective And Pure Athletic, as a leading apparel provider in New Zealand who deliver high-quality, cost-effective sports apparel solutions into schools. New Zealand Carbon Farming are New Zealand's leaders in carbon farming, being the reduction of emissions in production processes and increasing the sequestering of carbon in the landscape. And Whakata Māori, who are delighted to partner with New Zealand Sports Collective and will become the new home of rangatahi sport for the next 2 years. My name is Devon Glover, and I'm joined today by Gabby Peach, and we will be back shortly after a little ad break and see you in just over 8 minutes' time. Kia hoki, wawa mai.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Whoops. Running on empty? Enjoy a 6 cents per litre fuel discount at your local Caltex with Pumped every day. Ah, feels good, eh? Get it at any participating Caltex.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
You found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather.
come up here, you can feel the weight tension. Don't worry.
All right, please. We have just 2 minutes before our first segment will commence. Low to 2 minutes, make sure that we have 50 kilograms start. I can't say that's for you guys. I do not know. So you do not announce the matches. Thank you.
Kia ora toto, no mai haere mai. Welcome back to the New Zealand Secondary School Championships at the Porirua Barbell Club here in Te Whanganui Tara, the capital city of Aotearoa. And it is a beautiful sunny day, and we are up to the clean and jerk, or the hikirua of the session 5, which is the male 96, 102, and I believe over 102 as well. So very successful snatch session. I've got Gabby Peach here, weightlifting extraordinaire, can do almost anything that you ask her to, and has been organising this whole event, so we're in a lot of debt to her, making sure that this has run smoothly and efficiently. So
yeah, it's actually I think we're at a point now where there's, you know, I might oversee it, but there's a great group of us, and we're kind of at the point now where I just need to put things in place, and then others can make sure it ticks along. So really, really grateful for the support of the community in general, and especially a huge shout out to Cross Fit Porirua and the Porirua Barbell Club. You know, the biggest thing for a host facility is to have bodies on the ground to help pull these things off, and they've done that in spades this weekend. So
yeah, I've been chatting to a few of the athletes today who come to the Porirua Barbell Club, and it seems like they've got a really good culture going.
100%, and really enthusiastic about supporting the sport, and it's really, really cool to bring these events around different locations. It just allows more people to engage with the sport and experience it. You know, speaking to athletes, older athletes here this weekend who, you know, seeing this event and seeing it run and being a part of it inspires them to get more involved in the sport and push themselves to compete at a higher level. So there's, you know, it's so great to be celebrating the rangatahi, participating in weightlifting, but also knowing how much they're inspiring others.
And our first lifter is coming out onto the papa. It is David Chung from One Tree Hill College with an opener of 45 kilos for his hikirua.
David had a really consistent snatch session, 3 from 3. Definitely no strength issue there. And he's been given 3 whites there from the referees.
It was almost a push press that he did
Yeah,
there.
I did wonder how they'd interpret that. The rule is there when you drive overhead that there does need to be a re-dip that coincides with locking the elbows out. I'd probably say strength-wise he could strict press that. He's only putting in the dip because he needs to adhere to the rules of the sport.
Because you used to be able to do a strict press in weightlifting, didn't you? And that got taken
Yeah,
out.
there was yeah, that's a good point actually. Historically, it was a 3-lift competition, so there was snatch, clean and jerk, and clean and press. I'm not sure what order they were performed in. Yeah, you'd see some bodies in some very interesting positions driving that bar off overhead.
Getting the shortest range of motion,
Yeah.
and probably trying to get the chest involved.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, bending back. But with the rules as they are now in the sport, and needing to secure the bar overhead in terms of locking out the elbows, there needs to be a dip, and then as the lockout takes place, by bending the knees, the body is driven underneath.
About 50 kilos on the bar for David's second attempt.
Once again, definitely no strength issue. It's just a little bit slow with the decision coming through. And so he has drawn a red that time, but majority rules, and majority is good.
Very rare that an athlete gets red flagged on the clean procedure of the.
Yeah, I had an athlete get that yesterday.
Okay. What would cause that?
There's probably 2 primary infringements that you might get called on. The first would be if the bar doesn't reach the shoulders. So if it is received in the front rank position, so with the bent elbows, that it is down onto the upper arm. So not raked on the shoulders. And then the other, which is what my athlete was called for, if the elbows drop as the athlete descends into the squat and the elbow touches the knee, then that is considered a no lift. And I completely agree with that as a rule. It's very dangerous. If you hit the bottom at pace in the elbow, you could break your arm.
I've seen it happen a few times.
Yeah.
Had a friend of
Break
mine.
your arm on your wrist. Yeah. Oh, we're just having a technical stop. So there'll be just trying to figure out likely some changes between coaches out the back.
51 currently loaded on the bar for Michael's second attempt from One Tree Hill College.
Yeah, okay, so there's been, because we've already seen David lift 50, but at the moment the system is saying he's asked for 55 on his second attempt, so I think they just need to go back and update that he's already lifted 50 and 55 will be, I would assume, for his third attempt. Which...
there we go, he's put on to 50 there.
Oh, so this has already been lifted.
So they must have accidentally.
Yeah. So that just needs, they can manually, this is a really cool thing about the system we're using, the referees dictate the outcome, which directly feeds into the scoreboard, but out the back they do have the opportunity to manually override it. So they will go through their they've labelled that a good lift, and now we're back on track.
I see.
So 50, 51. Yeah, it's a really cool system. It's all hardwired in, and so we've got a few different computers and inputs from the marshals table at the back, which is where the coaches are making the decisions for what the athletes will lift, which feeds into the scoreboard, which the announcer and timekeeper that control the flow of competition will work from, and then when the referees make their decision, that will automatically come through. I don't know why they're asking for 50. Oh, okay, right, I see what's happened. the wrong athlete was called. So Michael should have been called for 50 kilos to begin with, but instead David was. And
Right.
David got that lift.
And then now they're coming back to
But now Michael's actually gone up.
to 55.
Poor Barb. Yeah, so as we said, I think earlier on in the snatch, the earlier attempt is always called first. So because David had asked for 50 on his second attempt and Michael had asked for 50 on his first, Michael should have been called, but it looks like Michael's gone up. And now David's gone up, so Eli as the earlier start number. He's got a start number of 4, Michael's got a start number of 10, so Eli will be called for 55 kilos first. And because David has asked for it for his third attempt, he will only be called after the first attempt. Hope that made sense. Bit of a juggle. Sure, it's like a whole new language, isn't it? It's a whole new language, yeah. It's funny when you're teaching athletes as well, there's a whole lot of terminology, and often accompanied with a lot of giggles. They're like, you want me to jerk? Am I a jerk? It's the name of the movement.
Yep. Yeah.
What am I cleaning? I don't see any cleaning supplies. Oh, you're a funny guy.
Sounds like you've been training dads. Very fitting for Father's Day on your Sunday.
And then, of course, now you just remind me of The Rock.
Yeah. And then we've got 55 kilos on the bar for Eli's first attempt at the Hekirua.
Yeah, nice and tidy. I was really impressed with his snatch technique. We've seen pretty similar in the clean, especially that jerk position overhead. Really strong, exactly how you'd want.
He's got a bit of a lasher technique on the setup for the clean, where he rolls the bar out and brings it into the shin. I was watching
The old dynamic start, yeah. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we've got Michael for 55. So we saw a shaky lockout with Michael in his second snatch, but that one looked great to me. He has actually drawn a red from one of the refs, and that's potentially an infringement that we could not see from our position. The 3 referees looking are positioned in slightly different positions, so they'll get slightly different perspectives of the lift, which is why they might deliver a different verdict on whether or not it meets the technical requirements of the sport. But 2 white lights regardless, and a good first lift for Michael. 55 for David's third attempt. Last one of the day.
Lock it out. Push it hard. Hold that.
That looks pretty convincing overhead.
So lightly putting the bar down.
Yeah, so okay, cool. So that David has gone 6 from 6, which is a fantastic result in the competition. It is feels very nice to come away knowing you've delivered everything that's been put on the bar. And this is do not anticipate how terrifying it is for these guys walking out onto that platform.
A lot of these lifters don't like being centre of attention as well.
Yeah,
and they're
it's
expected
quiet.
to stand up.
Everybody's watching you. It can be a really, really intimidating experience. So just for being here and being willing to be put in that situation is such a thing to be proud of, and then to come away and successfully put away every attempt finishing with a really nice tidy total of 100, like a good round number.
Surely that was pre-planned. He's like, I've got to get a total of 100. Like, that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, so Dave is currently ranked in first place in the male 96 under 15, but we do have Isis to come in that class. We've got Eli now coming out at 60 kilos. That's a better clean. Yeah, there we go. I thought that was a great attempt. Yeah, he met the bar a lot better off the floor that time.
So now we've got Michael coming out for his second attempt
Yeah.
of the Porirua.
So we're still in the 5 kg jump zone at the moment.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with that lift. That was a fantastic effort from America.
Hold that. Good drive. Hold. Weights.
Good patience there with the bar overhead, so he's still got that 2 to 1. He's looking like he's got a little bit of restriction in his shoulders. You can see there the bar's not actually sitting on his deltoids, his shoulders at all there. So he's using the strength of his upper body to hold it in place. It's that'll be something that he's working towards. Ultimately, you'd like your grip to just loosen a little bit. The bar can roll out into the fingertips, allow it to sit on the shoulders. Elbows can come forward. It's just going to help place the bar on your shoulders in a way where it can be supported structurally rather than needing to be physically held there.
Yeah, you have to have some pretty strong wrists to be able to hold it there
and
in
biceps.
place.
Your arms need to be really, really strong to get to any sort of real, into those heavier loads. So that will open up. He's so strong overhead. So yeah, sort of unlocking that position is going to be a really exciting next step for Michael.
I think it's sports like Olympic weightlifting are really good at taking away that previous stigma for especially males, and that mobility is not worth it. I remember when I was younger, I didn't want to stretch because it was not cool.
To stretch?
Yeah, it wasn't
really?
cool to stretch.
I suppose if you relate it to yoga.
65 kilos on the bar for Eli. Third and final attempt.
That was pretty good.
We look pretty happy with that
I
one.
like that he wanted to make sure before he got excited.
Yeah.
Another 6 from 6, finishing on 120 kilos. Really, really nice. Eli's definitely been the technical model of the day from this session for me. Mobility incredibly important, and also just your shoulders are designed to move through quite a large range.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And there's actually a study recently that's come out saying that if you stretch, you can actually increase the strength of your muscle and the muscle mass by doing a certain amount of stretching per week as well. So not just weightlifting.
Okay.
Hold it. Big drive. Lock it.
Yeah. So I think that's just where, because the bar wasn't sitting on his shoulders, that it just caught up with him there when he went to dip for the jerk, because it was sitting in front of him. It just pulled him forward. Yeah. Credit to him for still giving. He just above his head. He just has a wee look at it. Oh yeah, there it is.
He's like, oh, there's a bar above my head.
Did really well to make sure he got himself out of the way there. And good call from Coach Saki in the background there saying, no, don't drop that. Keep the athlete safe first and foremost. But really nice to see Michael committing to those. He comes away with 4 from 6 today, finishing on 105. Got the bar loaded to 80 now.
For Cameron's first attempt from Rangitoto College.
So speaking of getting the bar to your shoulders, he's actually chalked up the area where he'd like the bar to sit.
Make sure it doesn't slip off.
Yeah. So absolutely no issues in front rank mobility. I'd almost argue he's chalked a bit lower than where the
bar was sitting a lot
above
higher.
it. Yeah.
I've noticed that a couple of times this weekend. People chalk across the front, but they're actually more up on the shoulder. But maybe it's in case it slips or something.
Yeah, I mean he's also got a t-shirt on as well. It's more if you were in a singlet and it was really, really warm, which it's not freezing, but I wouldn't call it super warm. It's more just if you're getting a bit sweaty, then it might slip off your skin. But hey, if that makes him feel prepared, that's what it's about.
And there was another Lightning McQueen lift as well.
Yeah, that was a really, but he took huge jumps in the snatch, so I would suspect we're probably going to see that here as well. He's got a really comfortable opener under his belt. He's got his total, he's on the board, and now he's in a position to push.
We've got 85 kilos now on the bar for Caleb's Whakamoto Tuatahi, his first attempt. Caleb is representing Shirley Boys High School.
Lots of support here for Caleb from the Shirley Boys.
Sit up. Finish, pop. Strong, nice. Tight start. Keep working, Caleb. Yes.
Solid there. Once again, starting on his... Snatch, he started over what he'd done. 85 is the most we've got recorded for Caleb, what he did at the South Island Championships in Christchurch back in June. So he's just equalled the best we've seen from him in competition.
So Shirley Boys is from Otatahi, isn't it?
Yep, out there in, shockingly, the suburb of Shirley.
Ah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
He's going 87, so decently sized jump.
Yep, that's completely on par with what we saw from him.
Yep.
It looks like he is...
Sorry, goodness, Cameron, the clock has started.
Yeah, so we saw 92 from him in May. So this fits as a second, and then he might go a little bit above that.
If he keeps to those 7 kilo jumps, we'll be looking at a 94. The coach in the background telling him to wait as he...
Yeah, that's a big one, and I think especially if you haven't had a huge amount of competition experience, it's very easy in the moment to be like, cool, I've finished the lift, I've got it overhead, job done, and then drop the bar. Unfortunately, that will then be regarded as a no lift, even if the lift has been completed. The rules state that the athlete has secured the bar overhead. The referees will give a decision once they feel that the athlete has stabilised, but the athlete is not able to lower the bar until they've received the down signal, so that's after the referees have given their decision.
We have 90 kilos now loaded on the bar for Isis's first attempt of the clean M shirt. Lots of support in the crowd once again.
Really tidy lift there from Isis. Full range in the clean. So he's using that full front squat. Strong position overhead. We've had Tyler Crichton somehow being pulled into loading. And we've got Otago Weightlifting Club on the loading for this session. Tyler's come down from Mount Maunganui with his athlete Felicity, who will be competing in the next session.
We've still got 90 kilos on the Topeka, the bottom, and Kieran will be coming out for his Whakamoto Tuatahi.
Come on. Tight. Extension. Nice, Kieran.
So Kieran, I went and checked in the break. 80 is his current New Zealand record in the under 15 age group for Snatch. So that 85 was a record attempt for Kieran in the snatches, and then I believe at 95 is his current record in the clean and jerk. So it looks like he's in a position to look to break that one today as well. But at the moment, he has secured his first place finish in the under 15 over 102.
Well, Cameron going up to 93 as we guessed earlier with his 7 kilos.
Oh, I love making a guess and getting it right.
I think 93 is correct on the... Is that a 7 kilo increase from 87? My math is terrible.
6 at the moment.
6 at the moment. So he might go 94 still. Oh, we got Kieran going for 100. So he's going for a 10 kilo jump on his clean and jerk. So that takes us to Caleb for a 92 kilo. So Caleb's gone for a 7 kilo leap as well. These boys are not playing around. They are here to play hard.
Yeah, so there might be a little bit of playing for grading to allow them qualification to junior nationals, which will be the next step up. Unfortunately, that clean came forward, and
So now we're going up to staying at 92 kilos for Caleb to attempt that one more time. He does have one more lift left in the tank for the day. So I understand that the senior nationals need a C grade total. Is it the same for the junior nationals that they need a C grade, or is it?
no, for a junior athlete, which is an interesting one. We've recently confirmed a slight rule change around that one. According to our national body, an athlete is classified as a junior between the ages of 15 and 20. And we have some grading standards which are just totals within each weight class to allow seed athletes and reach standards in order to qualify for pinnacle events or international representation. So it just gives athletes benchmarks to aim for. There isn't a qualification standard attached to this event at this time, but for the junior nationals, which will obviously have athletes who are at school and athletes who have finished at 20 years old, the standard is D grade. So that will do the actual amount that equates to differs from weight class to weight class. But we do now have the rule in place that if a youth athlete under the age of 15, so 13 or 14 year old, was to hit that D grade, they would still be eligible to compete as a junior. Totally different, right? Okay, he's definitely secured it overhead. Much better clean. And unfortunately just pressed it out, yeah. But I would hope he'd be proud of that, because that was a huge correction on the back of that first. You might see on the replay, yeah, he just doesn't quite reach arm's length.
Very, very close.
Oh, yeah, very close. Very close, 100%.
You should be very proud of that effort, especially with the recovery on that clean.
Yeah, 100%. He, the correction that was required, he absolutely delivered on. So Well done, Caleb. Finishes on 155, currently in the lead, but here comes Zeke, ready to ruin the party.
Easily done.
Yeah, so with that, that secures he is your national champion in this age group and weight class. Really nice clean there, full range, great front rack, nice high elbows, in a really great position. And then with that lockout there, just making sure that he maintains upward pressure on the bar as he brings his feet together to finish the lift. Really deliberate lifter, really impressed with that.
We've got Cameron coming back out now with his 93 kilos.
Oh, so he did just stick with the 6 kilo.
Did stick with the 6.
So this is, again, 1 kilo PB. We'll see how the referees take this one. He did reach lockout, was just a little bit slow to get there, but he's got away with it. Good on him.
The 2 out of 3, little celebration there as he walked off.
Yeah,
Very modest celebration.
No, that's a great result though. He's put up new best by 1 kilo on both lifts.
Yeah.
And he's gone 6 from 6.
Can't have a better day than that in the office.
No, really, really good. Oh, yeah, you can see that right. Just a little bit slow. Good on him.
He held a good poker face though, which is
yeah.
what we were talking about
Didn't let
before.
didn't let anything go.
Got Jonathan up next with 95 kilos on the bar. This will be Jonathan's hiki tuatahi in the hikirua.
Another athlete coming in with the power jerk. We've seen a couple of techniques employed today. It does not matter whether an athlete does a split jerk or a power jerk. The split jerk can be a little bit more complex to learn, but once you have a good technical understanding of it and execution, it does allow a slightly wider base of support, and for most athletes will end up being the preferred.
Here comes Harrison for his first attempt, his whakamoto tuatahi of the clean and jerk. A little wink to the camera on his way in. Amping himself up now.
Another first attempt he didn't look totally convinced by. Very quick under that bar. Driving himself into the split jerk position. But another good lift from him, so he's on the board. And still sitting 5 kilos behind Jonathan at the moment.
So we've got 95 kilos in the bar now for Isis's second attempt at the hiki irua.
Yeah, so I think this one will be to give him the opportunity to put 100 kilos on the bar, which, you know, that's a pretty milestone lift.
Especially for someone who's under 15.
Absolutely. Good job taking his time in between the clean and the jerk. He has a little slow to reach lockout, but 2-1, so now he gets the opportunity. We'll see if that 100 comes onto the bar.
Yeah, he looked a little bit disappointed after he dropped the bar, and I think he knew what had happened.
The athlete knows. Yeah, I think we'll see. The bar's just slightly in front. And just there on his right side. But
as he stepped in.
No, we don't do that. You look happy, look happy.
Throw a smile on. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah, but no, he's done a great job. He's there now. He gets that opportunity. We'll see how heavy he wants to go for his third attempt.
Now we got 96 kilos on the bar for Harrison's second attempt from Auckland Grammar.
Yeah, as I said, we're not going to see him for that. That was only 1 kilo more than what he opened on. Now we've gone to 100. So 100 on the bar for the first time today. We've currently got
6 going for it.
6 asking for it. Aidan is the last athlete to start their clean and jerk
He wants 101. So it's going up to Kieran. Let's give himself a little bit more time, I assume.
Yeah, I think I'll just check. Aidan's best from memory is 105. Yeah, he's done 105.
This will be Kieran's second attempt
And
of
this
the
is
Porirua.
95% sure this is an under 15 record attempt.
Ooh, here we go.
Just not able to get those elbows through and get the bar secured. It does seem like we're seeing a lot of athletes slip up around the shoulders today.
He was holding his arm as he left the floor there, his shoulder, so might have tweaked something in that lift, but he's got a good coach, so I'm sure the coach will be able to give him a few little technique changes to help with that.
Yeah, just needs to let it come out into the fingers to get the elbows through. So we've got a few last minute words of encouragement from Zeke's coach Dom, also operating out of central Auckland. And Zeke coming out for 100 kilos, already locked in the win.
So now it's just him competing with himself.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. Taking his time, making sure he's balanced before he finishes. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Obviously you don't want to be standing there with the bar above your head for a minute, but we do want to make sure you're stable before you bring those feet together. So yeah, good on him. And in the clean there, sat at the bottom briefly, you heard from the coach, no, you're all right, and it's fine. Just composure, drive through the legs, stand it up, and away he goes.
So we're staying on 100 for Jonathan's second attempt of the Hiki Urua.
I feel like he did a full clean for his first one.
No, he definitely did a...
Power?
No, he did do a full clean.
Yeah,
He did,
yeah.
but he didn't move his feet on the first one.
Right, okay. So it's like, do you know what? I'm just going to power clean it is.
Yeah,
and it was
that
a very
was
powerful... It was
fast.
great. Yeah, that was a great lift. So, yeah, a little bit more comfortable with the power clean. Good for him.
Push jerk once again.
Yeah, so we've got Harry asking for 100.
So Harrison's second attempt. The bar is staying at 100 kilos, and we have 2 more lifters wanting 100 kilos after that. So the contentious big hundy.
Mm-hmm.
A real milestone for a lot of lifters. 3 white lights. Gonna be happy with that one.
Yep.
Once again, he's happier with the
It's
second
better,
lift.
yeah.
It's like an emotional roller coaster ride, lifting with Harrison.
So as he stood up, he's just slightly changed the direction he's facing. That's totally fine.
I've seen some lifters go on a full
Yeah,
45.
Snatch especially can
Yeah.
sort of take you on a bit of a journey. You can actually be facing the back wall by the end, and the referees just ref you on the basis of that. So here we go, we've got the 100 on the bar.
It's his third and final attempt.
Better than 95.
That was awesome.
And lots of support from here. Obviously a real milestone lift. He's got some family here supporting. It's, really, really cool. That was better than 95.
Yeah, that was strong.
Good on him.
Sometimes you just got to like that little bit of extra pressure, a little bit of a like slight cue change, and boom, you come out with a stronger lift.
Look, such an impressive young athlete. Okay, so confirmed. Kieran's coming out for this 100. If successful, we'll give him under 15 New Zealand records in both the clean and jerk and the total. I'm sure you can hear lots of yelling behind us.
Lightweight.
Okay, he's got the clean. It's going to be close. Okay, so he's secured it overhead. He's finished the lift. Just not sure. Hey, he got
three
it. Good
white
on him.
lights.
Well done. Fantastic to come off that miss. You know, he wasn't even able to rack that clean, and great clean.
Yeah, good grind out of the bottom there.
Yeah, elbows just dropped a little, but he persisted with it. That's the commitment we need. Took his time for the jerk. Set well. Yeah, I'd say a little bit soft in that right elbow, and I think the expression on his face is potentially thinking that might have also been the case, but nope.
Maybe
Three
the
whites.
little tongue out might have got him.
Well done. Well done to Kieran. Putting away some New Zealand records today and winning the New Zealand title.
That's a pretty cool moment. So Harrison wants 105. He's sticking with the 5 kilo increments.
Once we've got Aiden, okay, Aiden's gone up again. I think that will be him out of changes, so we'll definitely see him for 105, which is equal best.
Jonathan wants 105, so we've got 103 coming out for Zeke.
Yeah, so I've got Zeke here. His previous recorded best is 100, so this is another PB attempt. He's already sitting on a total PB at 173. So yeah, excellent day so far for Zeke.
If he can get this one, he's got a 6 for 6 PB clean and jerk and a PB total, so that is a very good day in the office.
And a gold medal.
And a gold medal.
And a gold
Oof.
medal.
Can't say no to the gold.
Well, I like it, but my opinion doesn't really matter. There we go, so do the referees. Good work.
That was
A
his
lovely,
jerk is
yeah,
strong.
it's really, really nice to watch. You can see him there, he's just sucking in the air.
Good composure.
Yeah, really good composure. So in between the clean and jerk there, he adjusts his position to make sure he's ready to drive overhead, sucks in the air, ready to brace the trunk to be able to effectively transfer power from the legs to assist the arms in driving the bar overhead, which he did really, really well. Okay, so we're on 105. Caller's gone back to Aiden. We know he's coming out for this one. Equal best, yeah, which is pretty bold for an opener.
Yeah, very bold.
Very quick overhead. Yeah, had to work hard, but it is a good lift. You can see Aiden set up there. He was looking behind him, just making sure the athletes have a time frame within which they need to begin the lift. There is actually a clock in front of him as well, but he seems to have not noticed that one.
I think a few of the athletes haven't noticed the one in front because most of them are looking to the one behind them.
Yeah, if they haven't competed at this level before, they might not have had all the bells and whistles of the competition set up. So
Natural
just in the
instinct.
habit of looking behind. So we've got Jonathan now, final attempt, 105. Another strong power clean.
That was impressive.
Yeah, so they had a little bit of a shuffle around the platform, and then it happened to coincide with a bit of a technical issue which delayed in getting the down signal, but he stuck with it.
That was a really impressive
and
hold.
came away with it. Good on him. So I think, I was going to say, if he didn't get that one, then Harry would have had the opportunity to go 101 and come over top of him, but he has. So the question is going to be, is Harrison going to chase?
He would need to go for
it
a
would be a
110, wouldn't he?
huge jump though, yeah.
He's already locked in his second place, so if he feels he's got it in him, it could go for it, but it would be a very bold move.
Yeah, he's going to have to decide
He'd have to get
quickly.
111, I think.
Okay, here he comes. Yeah. I was going to say the clock is ticking.
Here we go, locking in that 105.
Just not there in his head today, unfortunately. We'll see an athlete do that.
Sometimes you just pick it up and you go, that's
yeah,
heavy.
there's not the commitment to getting the elbows around it, so either didn't feel off the ground, body didn't feel good, or the brain just said no.
Computer says no.
Yeah, and that's fine because, it's a lot of weight and, as we mentioned before, around position on the shoulders, there is a risk to damaging your wrists in particular. And so, from a safety perspective, that is not the worst thing to see an athlete just remove themselves from that situation.
Especially if you're going for a big PB, and it's a lift you've never hit before.
Yeah, and I think as well, sometimes, that lift, if you're here to compete, that lift would not have changed the outcome. So it can be a little bit hard. I know I've experienced it myself, to kind of rally yourself for those really big attempts. I've got a bit of with the sunlight coming in through behind, a bit of a moody backdrop there.
Yeah, it's got.
Yeah.
It's almost like the heavens are shining down on the athletes to help them get their lifts.
Yes, we've got 2 lifts remaining. They both belong to this athlete. He's put 110 on the bar. He's already locked in his win. Everything to play for.
Very fired up.
You got the down signal. Go. Yeah.
Not sure if you heard it. He was like, I've got to hold this.
He got the down signal actually quite quickly.
Yeah.
I was going to say the clean looked like hard work, but so did the 105. So, and he, put that one away easily enough. So, on the basis of that, I don't actually know what he's got in him. Maybe we'll see 115. That'd be pretty cool.
Another 5 kilo jump. Clean did look like it was quite hard, but then the jerk
The
went
jerk
easy.
is easy, yeah, and the 105 also looked really similar, so I wouldn't necessarily argue that it was any slower.
All right, we're going up to 112.
Yeah,
Also-
so it'd be interesting because he's also sitting on 193 right now, and so then the athlete, the target becomes hitting that 200 kilo total. But that would require 7 kilo jump, so
Maybe even a 190. If he goes to 112, that gets him to 195.
yep.
So that's a nice
potentially
round
that.
number.
If I was betting, I was going to say I don't think he's just going to take 2 kilos. You see those smaller jumps, it's a lot more common in the lighter weight classes.
So we've got 113 on the bar. So he has jumped to the 3 kilos, and he's got one more change.
Yeah, so the reason this is happening out the back is because the clock will stop every time the loaders go onto the platform to make a change. So that's a tactic from coaches. Right, so 115 will be what he's taking. They're out of options to change. Once again, because we've got to load the bar in the most efficient manner possible, there's a slightly bigger delay here as we change over the big plates. It's all hands on deck, so it's not going to take too long.
I'm sure the athlete wouldn't have minded them taking a little bit longer.
yeah.
The red and the blue.
So this will, if successful, will put him on 198. He's already hit some massive PBs today. He's already locked in a national title. So I think this is just for Aiden to push himself. He's a fiery lifter.
I love watching a good amp up session before a lift.
I want him to get this
Yeah.
because I want to see him get excited.
You can tell that the crowd in the Porirua Barbell Club right now wants him to get it as well. Silence across the floor. Everyone's letting him have his moment.
Yeah.
Get inside the head.
Yeah, he's pretty focused. Yeah, here we go. Here's that support. Got it.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Good on him. Do you know what? I think that was the best clean of the lot.
Yeah.
I think he racked it a lot better, was able to drive up a little bit more upright out of the hole there. And then his jerk is just so quick.
Such a solid jerk. Such good overhead strength. Look at that. Grinds up out of the clean.
He's actually, there was a better position in his clean. Good on him.
Good brace.
And then, fantastic lockout. And then just stands there, waits for it. Yeah.
Look at that celebration. Almost lost it in going into the big tail. He's too excited. How good is that?
No, that was fantastic. Stoked for him. To get that number and get it the way he did.
Well, that takes us to the end of session 5. The males 96, male 102, and male over 102 kilos here at the New Zealand Secondary School Championships at the Porirua Barbell Club. Our next session will be at 1:15 for the women's.
Yeah, so
81.
We are not done just yet. We've got a very special announcement to make. Yeah, we're going ahead with the announcement. Yep. So in the lead up to this event, we asked our community to send us through some deserving nominees for the Caltex Good Sport Award. So I'll get Devon to explain a little bit more about what this award is about.
So the Caltex Feels Good Sport Award is all about going to someone who demonstrates true spirit and sportsmanship. And for those who have just tuned in. Once again, we are at the New Zealand Secondary School Championships at the Porirua Barbell Club, and we've just finished group session 5. And this award is going to someone here at the event who's done amazing things to help others, has made a huge effort or inspired those around them by going well over and beyond. Nominations were received prior and during the event right up until now. And the winner was chosen.
Yeah. So, you watching the live stream? This is a special first look. We haven't actually told them yet. So
how exciting!
Yeah. But with a whopping 7 nominations and one of the strongest teams here today, the winner of the Caltex Good Sport Award is Lee Attrell from Canterbury Strength Institute. Lee is a coach here. He's also competed extensively in the sport himself. One of the overriding themes coming through and nominating him is his commitment to his athletes and going over and above. The passion, the role model that he's been for his athletes, that he will transport them to and from training. Key words that have come through are encouragement, patience, positivity, that he fully commits to them and that no one is left behind. So it's really inspiring to hear these stories come through, and we are really excited to congratulate Lee on this award. So well done, Lee, and thank you for everything that you do for the sport and for the boys down in Otatahi. Many of whom have been national champions this weekend.
Yeah. He's obviously doing a fantastic job. Really good to see Otatahi making a big build in the Olympic weightlifting scene as well, especially after some of the things they've gone through in the past coming years. And also a massive congratulations to all of our other nominations. There was quite a lot to be chosen from, but to have 7 come through for Lee is really impressive.
Just shows you how much support there is.
Yeah, shows you how much
and it's
of a great
really
guy
nice
is.
to see that, we're a sport run by volunteers, so it's very nice to see that acknowledgement come through for those who are putting so much time, energy and passion into it.
And that is our Caltex Good Sport Award. So really big thank you to Caltex for bringing that one out onto the floor. Caltex are all about bringing feel-good moments to our communities, which is why they are the proud partner with the New Zealand Sport Collective. And they're all about increasing participation in the wide range of sports available to secondary school students. So once again, congratulations, Lee. You've done a fantastic effort this weekend, and so have your athletes, and it is a well-deserved. That will be the end of group session 5 with the males 96, 102 and 102 plus. Massive thank you to Gabby for coming along and being my co-commentator for the session. It's very nice to have an insight to the sport of someone so as experienced as yourself. My name is Devin Glover, and we would like to thank you for tuning in to Whakata Māori, and we will be definitely seeing you hopefully at the next session, which is the Women's 81.
Just over half an hour away. The over 81s.
Over 81, sorry.
Yep, finishing off with some of our strongest ladies. So highly encourage tuning back in for that one.
And here we have it, and we'll be doing the announcements for the winners very shortly, but we will leave you here for now, and we will see you later at the next session. Ka kite anō. Have a good afternoon.